On this episode of KD Sports Talk, we survived. We survived week one. The heart attack that is the first week of college football is over. And now we get the heart attack that is the first week of the NFL. So, obviously, we got to talk about the Buckeyes because they played last Thursday. My body is not in football season form. As a fan, as a person who lives and dies by the Buckeyes during the fall, I almost had a heart attack before halftime. That game was too fucking close.
Yeah, I mean it was too close in all standards, but at the same time, I do know that the expectations for Ohio State football are like, so they're either blowing someone out or they have a bad game. That's.
And I wouldn't even consider this a bad game.
I agree, but what I'm saying is some fans, that's how they act.
Minnesota played really well.
Yes.
We'll talk about it right now. But it sucks that Muhammad. I'm gonna embar him. I just put him up and maybe embrawl him. I don't know how to say it. Whatever. Mm-hmm. The star running back from Minnesota, one of the top running backs in the country. He played 7 games last year. Ibrahim. There it is. It's been too long. I haven't said it.
We got
Give me a fucking break.
Give me a break. Going.
Anyways, 7 games last season, over 1,000 yards. He is definitely one of the best running backs in the country. He looks like he ruptured his Achilles tendon, and it's rough. It's going to be rough to come back from. We wish him the best of luck in the speedy recovery. But
unfortunately, that's not a speedy recovery.
It's not. It's not at all. It's
too long.
It's a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so while he was in the game, Minnesota kept it close. CJ Stroud, he didn't have the best first half ever. Granted, it was his first chance to play, and the first ball is thrown in a college game, but people were calling for his job before the end of the first quarter. It was nuts on Twitter on Thursday night.
And that's what I was kind of going at, was like, you either have a blowout game or you have a bad game in Ohio State fans' minds. Guys, that's his first college ball that he's thrown live. They do ones versus ones in practice. They're not going to the ground. They're not tackling. It's not. Yeah. It's not actually full go.
Yeah, it's not. It's full speed until it's not full speed. You know what I mean?
So it's a little bit different when you don't have a different colored jersey on, so no one touches you. He's going to have some growing pains. Now it's up to the coaches to put him in a better position to succeed. That's all.
Well, and they did in the second half. He went 4 for 5 in the second half, which is crazy. Just how few times we threw the ball, but he went 4 for 5, and 3 of those 4 were touchdowns.
Yeah.
He threw for 294 yards through the whole game, 4 touchdowns and an interception. The interception wasn't his fault. He shouldn't have thrown the ball, but it's fine. Obviously Chris Olave is just a stud. Once Stroud got going, Olave was in getting the passes. He got 4 of them for 117 yards, and 2 of them were touchdowns, which is, if he's gonna want to be a dark horse Heisman hopeful, he's gonna have to at least bump those numbers up. And
he's gonna have to double the receptions for sure.
Oh yeah, he's gonna have to get a lot more receptions.
Everything else was about right.
Well, so I want to see him getting over 150 yards per game. Yep. 2 touchdowns is great. Maybe on 10 catches.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The targets.
I think the targets or the receptions is a big thing for him.
Yeah. And then our defense was depleted. Our line did all right. Our freshmen, JTT and Jack Sawyer, they were pretty much non-existent, which is fine because they're playing, they're against Minnesota. Minnesota's got a really good offensive line.
Yeah.
And they've got, like I said, they're true freshmen. They're not gonna, they're not gonna, well, I can't say they're not gonna be, but they've got time.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah, we got enough time. We got enough
Yeah.
players. It's fine. They don't need to be star players right out the gate. Who really surprised me was our freshman cornerback Berg. With the injuries in our secondary, he got the first start and he did fantastic. So I was really surprised by that. I don't know why it was, but my biggest surprise of the night was our running backs, and mainly just Williams and Trayvon Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
Williams had that first run in the first quarter. It was like a 71-yard run for a touchdown, which was fantastic. And then he kind of just didn't show up again. And in the second half, Trayvon Henderson pretty much took over. Let's see here. I'm gonna pull up I have the exact stats. Maybe not. Fuck them. Stats. Nope. Okay, fine. So, anyways, Henderson had that awesome pass in the second. What was it? The fourth quarter? Yeah, it was the fourth quarter. It was that 70-yard pass. It was literally just a screen pass, and he just turned the Jets on. And it was like in Mario Kart when you get the speed boost and you just fly past everybody. Oh, the star. You just start flying past everybody and everyone just bounces off you. That's what it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
He just turned on a whole gear and just went. It was amazing. But
Dude, it was a great game. It was a great way to start the season.
Yeah.
You always wish when you're playing good competition, which yes, they're not ranked, but at the same time, they are good competition, at least this year. You kind of wish that you maybe put a little bit more to them, but there's plenty of time to continue to do so.
Yeah, they are definitely a good team. I wouldn't be surprised if they're ranked by the end of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if they are contending for the West by the end of the year. Because the way that Wisconsin played.
Oh, good transition there.
Oh my God, the Penn State Wisconsin game was so goddamn horrible. And on that note, just so nobody thinks that I'm fucking, gonna be have this whole SEC Big Ten bias, the fucking Georgia Clemson game was also fucking horrible.
Yeah.
I don't need that shit. This isn't the fucking 80s and 90s. I don't need no defensive goddamn battles. I want to see points, and I want to see points in droves. I was pissed off that Ohio State only had 45 points in their first game with a brand new quarterback. I'm pissed. I'm sitting here trying to say that it's fine. I want 50s, 60 points.
I want defensive stances in big games.
I'm cool with the defense getting a standard too and showing their strength.
No,
I get that, but I don't want to have a score line of 10-7.
Nah, see, I not 10-7. I'm looking for 21 to 16 game or 17 game. I want those type of games. Every single first down matters. Every single touchdown matters. Those are fun to me.
Yeah.
But the Georgia game was very boring. But Georgia's defense defense
is scary good. Georgia's defense is scary good. We just jumped from game to game here, but Penn State, Wisconsin, it wasn't that the defenses were good. It was the offenses were just horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Wisconsin was physically trying not to win this game. They were in the red zone twice, and I think fumbled twice on two different things, to take the lead and win the game.
Yeah.
Penn State was just actively, both of them were just actively trying to throw the ball away. And by some happenstance, Penn State just came out with the smallest margin because our kicker missed. All Wisconsin had to do was get the ball into the end zone that last drive and kick the extra point, and they win the game. And instead, their quarterback throws a freaking interception with, what was it, 40 points left or 40 seconds left?
I don't.
Jeez, it was insane.
All right. Why don't you and we can go through this list that you got. Kenny did a really good job here as far as getting games. He's got upsets, he's got notable losses, and he's got unnecessarily close games. So we can go down. We can go down the list, and if you've got something to say about them, great. If you know,
yeah. So the major upset of the week has to be Montana beating number 20 Washington, 13-7. I'm not going to pretend like I watched the game because I didn't, but this to me has shades of Appalachian State versus Michigan.
That bad, huh?
Like this should never have happened.
Mm-hmm.
This shouldn't have happened against Washington's third team offense and defense, let alone their first team.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I said Virginia Tech, but it's Virginia Tech. Beats UNC.
Big.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
fucking feels bad, doesn't it? Fucking feels bad, doesn't it? Fucking Virginia Tech always likes to come in game one and just outperform how they're supposed to play.
Yeah.
Now someone else understands how that fucking feels. I don't need to hear your shit no more. I don't want to hear no bullshit about how Ohio State lost to Virginia Tech in 2014. I don't need to hear that shit. Okay, it happens.
This next one's huge, and I heard about this for multiple reasons. One of them being UCLA beats LSU number 16, 38-27. UCLA's Twitter was on point.
Oh my God, dude. Okay, so there's a video.
It was fun.
So for the people who don't know, there's a video of Coach O walking into the Rose Bowl and some fan having something to say. You don't really get to hear what the fan says, but Coach O says something about his sissy blue shirt because he's obviously wearing the UCLA blue shirt. And after the loss or after the win, UCLA's Twitter account changes their banner to a shirt, to a UCLA blue shirt that says "sissy blue shirt." That shit sold out. I can guarantee it. I don't even have to look to know that shirt sold out.
Yeah,
for sure.
I want to commend anyone that was able to understand anything that the coach said.
Yeah, Coach Over. Yeah,
Coach Good Tigers.
Every time
that's all you can hear is good
Tigers. Good Tigers. Every time I hear him talk, all I can think of is
yes, Farmer Fran.
Yeah, Farmer Fran. Yeah,
Farmer Fran.
So, anyways, so the only thing I can attribute UCLA's win to is Chip Kelly's wearing a visor again. That's all I got. I don't know why this happened. I don't know how they let this happen. I know that it was the first time that this is the first time that LSU has played in the Rose Bowl. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how this happened.
All right.
We've already talked about it. Yeah, we talked about Penn State beating Wisconsin. The West, the Big Ten West is a mess. I mean, everybody runs to Columbus, and that's just how it's going to be. But there has to be a sense of pride on the West in the West Division as to who can at least lose to Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. And the way that I'm looking at this is, what are you gonna do? Iowa and Minnesota? That's gonna be your two top teams, because the way that Minnesota played against Ohio State, they're gunning for this game, they're gunning for another game with Ohio State and Indianapolis. And Iowa just beat the brakes off Indiana, but Indiana was never a good team.
Yes, I chose Iowa, and I didn't even have to think about it. Quite honestly, I did like a pick'ems here between amongst friends, and I picked Iowa. Indiana is never impressive. Every now and then they'll have a good running back.
Yeah, they were,
but they really don't have much else. I've always liked Iowa. Iowa has always played kind of the spoiler. That's another team that kind of fucks with
That
Ohio
Ohio
State from
State.
time to
Yep.
time.
Yep.
So I picked Iowa, and it clearly was the right choice in this. Not saying I'm the smartest person in the fucking world, but
Iowa beat Indiana. 18 Iowa beat 17 Indiana, 34-6. It wasn't a close game. It wasn't a pretty game. Iowa pretty much just did whatever they wanted to Indiana, and there was no stopping them. So for me, it's definitely Iowa's. From what I saw, especially with Muhammad getting hurt, it is definitely out of the West. It's definitely Iowa's division to lose. But we'll see. We'll see what Minnesota can do when it comes to replacing the running backs. And
yeah,
that's why we play this. That's why we play this season, right? Unnecessarily. Oh, sorry. We did talk about this already. Georgia versus Clemson was 10-3.
another game that I picked.
Clemson is not a good team. Clemson. I saw the AP polls already. Clemson is not a good team. People who still have them in their top 10 is insane. They should have dropped.
You know what?
They should have dropped.
I actually wanted to talk about this a little bit. I think that what's happening is players don't want to play for the coach.
You think so? That's a bold statement.
And it's strictly because of all the things that he has said. Every other coach from a major program that I know of.
You're talking about the NIL.
Yes, has embraced it or either completely just ignored it. Whatever. It's the new reality, and they have kind of embraced it. First of all, Ohio State fans are not a fan. He has talked smack to Ohio State. Then again, he's also owned Ohio State. So there's also that. But at the same time, he has talked crap to Ohio State fans. You
all right? Oh, no, you're freezing. Shit. There we go. All right, okay. He's back. All right, he's back, guys. He's back. We'll cut all that out.
All right, so you can always say that he speaks his mind, right?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But when someone speaks their mind, typically it's like, oh, it's refreshing to get someone that's just not going to bullshit you. That's going to shoot.
No coaches. No coaches speak. But he's talking to you like a real human being.
Right. His is unnecessary shit that he's saying. Just to be either different or to be indifferent to things.
Yeah.
Him just speaking out against so many things. He has made so many enemies with what he said. Yes, he's being truthful, but at the same time, there's time for ever so slight decorum as a head coach. When everything you're saying is getting analyzed, figure out what the hell you're saying.
Right. Well, he was one of the coaches that were speaking out against the NIL when it first started, saying that it was going to ruin the integrity of the game. I believe is what he was saying it was.
Yeah.
Which I just think is absolutely bullshit.
So I think with his bluntness, some coaches it works for. I think it's actually working in the reverse effect. Now I don't say that those kids are going out there not trying because
it's not as bad as silly. UConn.
Right. So that would be silly to say, but at the same time, I think he's slowly losing grip. Maybe you'll prove me wrong. But there's my bold statement. There's my thought on the matter.
Yeah. Really, the only thing the only team I think that Dabo wants to coach for, other than Clemson right now, is Alabama, because this is alma mater. I feel like he is the likely choice whenever Saban decides to retire, which is probably when he actually dies, because the way that this guy's did you see
when you start losing?
Yeah. Did you see the press conference that he had? He's not retiring anytime soon.
No.
Today, I think it was today, he had a press conference and he pretty much told the press that he's not impressed with his team because they played for one half and then pretty much lost the second half of that game because it was like 17-16, or whatever it was, 17-13, whatever the score was in the second half. But said that his team, like the way that he took that was his team cannot finish games. They can't play for a full 60 minutes. They can't practice well because they think they're too good to practice. They can't handle heat because apparently it was too hot down in Alabama today or some shit like that. I don't know. He was going off on everything. It was just telling everybody that his team fucking sucks, and I loved every second of it. Nobody is a bigger critic of Alabama than Nick Saban.
Right, and that's not the thing. Like that's something he's going to tell the kids. That's something that that's the refreshing coach speech or the
that's the shit you want to hear.
Right, that's the stuff where he's just like, we got to do better. I know that, guys. I understand that this is completely minor, but in high school, my coach used to insult the team. Not necessarily insult, but not necessarily. He would always just say we have a lot of improvement, and always say that.
You could, like, looking at the tape, you could always find something.
Every time that there was an interview, he kind of downplayed any of our abilities because he doesn't want other teams to think.
He doesn't. Yeah, well, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't want you to get too high on yourselves.
Yeah,
and he doesn't want to give any kind of bulletin board material to any other team.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I think what he's doing. But they're Alabama. They've got a target on their back regardless.
Well, yeah, and then they're playing, I think, some team from a nursing home next week. I don't know. I mean, it might as well be. So anyways, the next three games are unnecessarily close games, which is number 11 Oregon beating Fresno State 31-24.
Yep.
And we obviously play Oregon on Saturday, which I'm pumped about. They've got
great game.
Yeah, they've got a couple guys on their defense that are really good. I think we match up well against them. I think our running attack is going to take a back seat this week. I think that CJ is more comfortable, and he's going to be able to spread the ball out to the wide receivers and even to the running backs. I think we're going to air it out against them, and I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be as close.
Make the prediction. I mean, obviously, you're going to pick Ohio State to win, but
yeah, I'm obviously picking Ohio State to win. Give me a second. Let me see here. I'm gonna say (31-14). 31-14.
So Ohio State is a 14.5 point favorite.
So that's 31-14. That's 17 points. Yeah, take that spread. I would take that spread.
Yeah, there you go.
But anyways, they narrowly beat Fresno State. Why? Why?
It is.
My next unnecessarily close game is number 2 Oklahoma beating Tulane 40-35. Somehow Spencer Rattler is still the top fucking Heisman candidate. What? Are you kidding me right now?
I mean, he's not playing defense.
I don't give a shit. That's Tulane. What is it? The Green Wave? Isn't that Tulane?
I don't know.
I don't fucking remember either. It is pointless because their mascot doesn't matter, but Tulane doesn't matter. Their defense should never be anywhere near as good enough to be this close of a game. They should have put up 60 points on them. They should have put up at least 60 points on them.
I think Oklahoma is always overvalued, and then they usually. No, I get it. They've had some years, guys. I understand, but
they haven't. I mean, they haven't lost the Big 12 in like what, 7 years? I think 8 years.
What to do, Basil? What does it all mean? And then you got Iowa State. They beat Northern Iowa 16-10. Not a great game.
Being number 7 in the country and beating Northern Iowa by 6 is not a good look.
No.
That is unnecessarily
But
close.
being number 2 and only winning by 5 is
It's a really bad look.
Yeah.
Against Tulane. Okay, at least Northern Iowa can be considered Iowa State's like a rival of some sort, an in-state rival.
Let's talk about it. Michigan ends up beating Western Michigan. Finally, they put it on someone. They didn't let them stay with them. It was 47 to 14. They did what they were supposed to do.
Yes.
You can't complain about anything that you know what I mean? You can't complain about anything.
Right.
They came out, destroyed them. Here's the problem. Their best wide receiver, Ronnie Bell, is out for the season with a right knee injury, and that is a huge hit to them. It really is.
It is.
I saw. Now he was considered out of bounds, but it doesn't matter. He was leaning on one foot and went and curled around a guy. The ball ended up falling behind the defender, and he caught it with one hand. Dude, it was the catch did not count.
Right.
But he actually made the catch, and it was fantastic. It was one of the coolest catches I've seen in a really long time. Week 1. It's a real bummer that we're not going to watch him play the rest of the season. So, I'll be excited for him next year to come back and see what he can do when that comes. And we're going to see what the offense has left after losing a big one, Ronnie Bell.
Yeah. It pains me to wish anybody from Michigan, any kind of good luck, but that kind of a knee injury is not fun. So I hope he can recover. I am looking in a completely wrong week. I'm an idiot, but yeah, I hope he has a speedy recovery. I hope he's able to play again. Hopefully we can see him next year.
Absolutely.
I can't stand when people talk about this kind of shit on Twitter or whatever, and they're like happy about it. Don't do that.
Never.
No, I don't care.
Here's the thing. When we're playing someone, I always want that person hurt. I want him to go, you know what? Tweaked a little bit. I can't play the rest of the game. Awesome. Next week he's good to go. I don't like injuries. I like hurt. Where someone can't be their best. Yes, that makes me sound good. Some are bad. Some people go, well, you should want to beat them at their best. No, I want to beat them at their fucking. I don't care.
I want them to start at their best. I want to put them in a hurt state to where they can't play no more.
That's right.
And then next week they come back as their best.
They can go. They can destroy anyone the next week. It doesn't matter to me.
Actually, I hope they do. I hope the rest. Every team that I play only loses to us.
That's exactly right. Yes. So yes, but no, you're absolutely right. I don't wish for anyone to get out injured. I don't wish for season-ending injuries. It's awful.
It's terrible, and anyone that ever does that, you're a awful human being.
Speaking of which, Friday night, since I'm a coach of a high school program, we played a team. The kid was making a tackle. He reached all the way out. Our running back just hit him in the hand, hit him in the wrist or something, and his arm went backwards. He broke his arm in half right here on the bike.
Shut up.
He's done for the season. That was his first game of the year, his first and only game that year. He is a senior for that team. I feel really bad.
Awful for the kid.
Yes. So and he was their best player as well. And it's awful. So yes, injuries are terrible. I don't wish it on any athlete of any level. Do you want to get into this to the targeting here?
Yes, I absolutely do.
I feel like you got a rant here.
Oh my god, dude. So it was the Ole Miss game, right? I'm gonna start at the Ole Miss game and I'll work my way backwards. There was 4 different targeting calls in the Ole Miss game in the second half alone. These kids have to sit out a full fucking half this week because of the bullshit in this. We just got done talking about player safety, and I'm not going to try and sound like a hypocrite, but I'm going to sound a little bit like a hypocrite here. These are football plays, all right? if the kid, if there is intent, the kid goes helmet to helmet with the crown of his helmet. He is launching. He's not using his hands. His shoulder pads don't hit at all. You can see that he is only trying to intentionally hurt this kid by hitting him in the helmet with his helmet. Call targeting. Eject the kid. Get him out of there. Fucking eject him for 3 games. I don't care. But the intent, the maliciousness of it, and just the disrespect for another human being has to be there for that kind of shit to happen. When you're talking about a football play that literally happens like that.
Typical play lasts 4 seconds.
Yeah. Literally the hit, the brace for impact, the impact, and the tackle happen within a second. You cannot account for a running back changing the plane of, his plane of whatever. I want to say
level,
existence.
His pad level.
His pad level.
Yep.
Yeah. You can't account for him changing his pad level. You can't account for him just lowering his fucking head. Like, as a defensive player, how do you stop that stuff? You can't.
And one thing that I always think is kind of weird. Yes, I get that a lot of the rules that have been made in recent years is to benefit the offense.
100%.
But the running back has no problem lowering his shoulders, putting his head down, and running through people.
Yeah.
And then you get so I think the launching is a big thing. I think that you mentioned. I think that's a big thing that they need to pay for, because the running back is not leaving his feet. There's one thing to be said there. But I'm going to tell you, I have never played at the speed, the level,
the
intensity that these players do. Okay. I don't know what it's like that I'm starting, but I also have 3 guys behind me that can almost do my job just as good as me, because the competition is that good.
Yeah.
Where I need to fly around, I need to make every play, I need to be around the ball at all times. If I'm flying around as fast as these kids are, it's going to be difficult to make sure that when not only get there in time and have the form. I understand that they're athletes and that they should be able to do that, and it should be coached, which I'm sure they are being coached this. I just want to make sure. I think you're right. The intent is the most important thing.
Yeah,
and I did not see the calls that you're talking about, but I did see the call on the Ohio State guy.
Yes.
And I actually thought that was targeting. So clearly, I don't know the rules yet.
Okay, so
because the ref that they bring in, he agreed with me.
Yeah, Mike Pereira. Mike Pereira. He was the head ref and head of officiating for the NFL for many years, and he knows everything about the rules of football. Now, obviously, college is a little bit different than the NFL, but targeting in there is pretty much the same game. Targeting is such a it's such a judgment call. Like,
yes,
if a running back or if a defenseless wide receiver, which is another bullshit term, any wide receiver that is bracing for impact is not defenseless. He's defending himself. That is the whole point. And this guy was that's why his head was down. That's why his shoulders were in. That's why he was trying to protect the ball, was because he knew he was going to get laid out, because his quarterback led him over the middle and in a bad spot. He knew it was going to happen. And he gets hit. The shoulder pads hit the player first. The recoil from the shoulder pads brings his helmet in, which makes Ransom's helmet hit him in the helmet. And then he went to sleep. I don't know if you watch. I mean, obviously you watched the game and you watched the replay because they played it like 20 times. The kid on Minnesota went to sleep before he hit the ground. I think the ground, when he hit the ground, is when he woke back up.
He woke him up.
Yeah, because he was asleep. His arms went limp. The ball came out underneath his legs. It was the crazy. The second that I saw it in slow-mo, the first time I saw it in slow-mo, the first words out of my mouth was, "Holy fuck, he's asleep." And nobody else was talking about it. But it wasn't malicious. It wasn't with intent. He wasn't trying to target this kid's head. He was making a football play on a wide receiver who changed his pad level. There's nothing you can do about that in the literal 0.5 seconds that all of that happens. You hit him, he went down, he woke back up, we got the fumble, and we went on about our day. That's not targeting. That shouldn't be a thing. Like unless I'm legitimately going like this and like leading with your helmet like that and trying to hurt somebody, there shouldn't be targeting called.
Look, I don't like that. I've never liked the targeting call, so
Hate it.
I'm okay with adjustments to it or taking it away. But it's never going to happen.
I hated it a couple years ago when it benefited us against so it went against us in Clemson a couple years ago in the semifinals when we lost.
Mhm.
And then the 2 years later, I believe it was, when we played them again, it benefited us. And I still hated it. I hate that call.
Yep.
Like it's just stupid. It's
Yeah,
just a
yeah.
stupid fucking.
It's kind of like the kid getting injured. You don't want to see it.
Yeah,
It's
you
just-
don't want to.
It's pointless.
Yeah.
Last bit, look, I believe last bit of college news here. Cincinnati has officially submitted.
Say that one more time. Sorry.
Cincinnati has officially submitted the application to join the Big 12.
Yeah. So I saw this come through
I
today.
love Cincinnati.
I do too.
Yeah, it's one of the teams I'm very prideful of being in Ohio, besides obviously Ohio State.
Yeah, like so I really wish that the other I-75 teams could get their shit together. Obviously it's Toledo and Bowling Green. I don't really think about Ohio that much, as sad as that sounds, but like they're just on the other side of the state. I just don't. I mean, but like I love that Luke Fickell has just took that program and brought it back up from the ashes, and it's got them at number, what was it, 10? I don't even remember what they're at right now. Doesn't matter. They're in the top. They were like 7, I thought.
But Luke Fickell's doing a great job.
Yeah.
It was really fun listening to him talk. I listened to him speak. It'd be now 2 years ago. I also listened to BJ Fleck, who was a Minnesota head coach. He will get your fucking attention. He will get your attention. He's going to scream at you the entire time, and he's not like legitimately screaming at you. He's just a very passionate,
they are number
guy.
7. I was right.
So, Cincinnati, man, I'm excited.
I am too, and it's only going to help. It's only going to help the recruiting.
Yep.
It's only going to make them more of a powerhouse.
Yep.
And if and when we play them again, I can't wait. It'll be a.
It might actually be
it'll be a good game. It'll be a good game. I hope that the Big 12. I didn't know how to say this in the show notes, so I'm going to say it now. I hope that the Big 12 can pull these other teams in, like Cincinnati and Houston, and I think they want to bring UCF in and someone else. I hope they can bring them in, and I hope that they can, save the conference. It'll be a good it's a good thing. We need the Big 12. Like the Power 5 is serious. Now the only reason why we wouldn't need them is if we started making like the super conferences, then it's whatever. But I hope that they can figure this out. I hope the Cincinnati's not trying to, or I hope Cincinnati's not tying themselves to a sinking ship. You all right?
You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, babies. It's the NFL time. Let's go over a little bit of things here. The Ravens are desperate at running back. They have Lamar Jackson and Gus Edwards. After that, J.K. Dobbins. We already know he was already out for the year. And then running back Justice Hill tore his Achilles in practice. Huge loss for them. They ended up working out Le'Veon Bell and Devontae Freeman. They signed Le'Veon Bell to their practice squad, who, as soon as the news came through, my brother picked him up in fantasy, even though he's only a practice player. So that's kind of weird.
He won't be a practice player for long.
Yeah, I believe he's going to be elevated here soon. It's a good way to get you into the playbook, and then they could raise you as needed here.
They might not play him week 1. this coming week.
Right.
But I think they'll be quick to get him into the 53-man roster and get him on the field.
Absolutely. But the Ravens are hurting at running back. So
well, I mean, the Ravens are hurting at their second running back position. Obviously, their first running back position being Lamar Jackson. He'll be all right. Which
love it.
I don't think we got to talk about it on air because I don't think Nick last week I don't think we talked about it, but the NFL Network, the guy from the NFL Network called him the second best running back in the league, and I fucking died. It was the best day of my life, and Nick was so mad.
Yeah. Let's keep on with news, and then we'll get on to some picks. We're gonna pick every game here this year. One thing I liked was when I watched Fox pregame was they picked every game.
Yes.
And now they no longer do that. So we're gonna fucking pick every game here, and we're gonna keep track of our totals. I'm very confident in my ability to beat these guys.
Overconfidence is always the fall.
Yeah,
man.
And then I think we might get into a little bit of fantasy teams here. But Houston named Tyrod Taylor as their starter over Deshaun Watson, who is still facing the allegation charges.
I don't even think it's the fact that he's facing the allegation charges. I think it's the fact that he told the team that he's not playing for them anymore. I think that has a lot to do with it. I thought he was there and working. He was at practice. He just won't play. He's just not playing. And I'm
weird situation. For a team that's projected to possibly go 0-17. Like they're extremely bad.
Spoiler alert! I got them going 0-1 this week.
Yeah. Let's see what we got. Oh, Carson Wentz is slated to start week 1 for the Colts coming off foot surgery. And your question here is, will this be enough to push the Colts past the Seahawks?
I picked my winner for this game before I knew Wentz was coming back.
Okay.
I left my pick the same after I found out that he was, coming back.
Yeah.
He hasn't been on the practice field. He hasn't done. I mean, he is a brand new to the team. Yeah, he knows the offense pretty well because of his time with him and with the coach in Philly. But I think Russell Wilson with the Seahawks and their offense is going to be too much. Now, next week, do the Colts come back and win? Yeah, probably. I think Carson Wentz, as long as Carson Wentz can stay healthy and can, actually ball out like he did in 2017.
And if Quentin Nelson is back, that'll also be a big hope.
Yes,
I know there's
on the line.
I know Carson Wentz is a quarterback, so they're always, but Quentin Nelson's absolutely a monster.
He's huge. Yeah.
And then the last thing we have as far as kind of news here, and this was I believe this came out today. Devontae Adams is said there's no chance for an extension with Green Bay. He didn't show up until Rodgers showed up. He's been holding out here. He held out for a reason, not just because of Rodgers, but he wanted more money. He wants to be paid wide receiver in the game. He is one of the greatest wide receivers in the game. So
yes.
So his money is coming, but I also don't think it's coming from Green.
No, it's definitely not coming from Green Bay.
So the way they reworked Aaron Rodgers deal, he might not be here next year as well.
Rodgers,
So I think Adams is kind of saying, I'm not extending until next year when I know what Rodgers is doing.
How fucking crazy would it be if they both left?
Yeah.
And then both ended up on the same team?
You say that, how crazy would that be? We've already had this happen before.
Well, Brady and Gronk.
Exactly.
But Gronk came out of retirement.
Yes, Gronk is not what Adams is right now.
Correct.
So yes, but that was the whole thing. How crazy would it be? We've already had something like this happen. It's not unthinkable. The unthinkable thing is Brady takes a pay cut. Gronk obviously took a pay cut. Neither Aaron Rodgers or Devontae Adams are taking a pay cut.
Yeah,
That's
no,
the
that's not
problem I
happening.
see with them going to another team. So I don't think it's going to happen, but I do think that there's a great possibility that Adams is no longer on the Packers next year, which fucking goodbye.
Anything that gets the Packers, not as good as they are is a good day and good thing in Derek's book.
That's right. So, did you want to go through, ladies and gentlemen? We are recording this on Wednesday, the 8th, and that means that when this comes out, we will already have the results of the Tampa Bay Cowboy game.
So it is okay. So we all have picked our teams. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to try and do this proper here. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it.
That's okay, because I will. I've got Nick's here, and I can just mention it while we're going. So why don't you go ahead, pull up yours on your own, and we can go with the first one. The first one is the Cowboys versus the reigning champions, the Buccaneers, on Thursday Night Football tomorrow.
Tomorrow night at 8:20.
Yep.
The Bucs versus against the Cowboys. I'm taking the Bucs all day. The last time I looked at the line, it was an 8-point favorites for the Bucs. You bet that all day long. It is the Buccaneers by at least by 2 touchdowns, if not 17 points. So you take 8 points all day long.
Yeah. Now with Dak back under center, that's huge boost. They're going to be able to throw it a little bit more.
What are they?
Versatile. Yeah, I mean, they got CeeDee Lamb. They've got.
I mean, I understand. I understand he's got the weapons.
Yes.
Because he have the arm.
Yes. Yeah, he looked great on Hard Knocks. He's doing everything he's supposed to be.
But looking great in practice and looking great in the game is completely different.
I don't believe that don't quote me on this, but I don't believe he was listed on their injury report. So he is completely off. He's doing everything he should. So
Good.
You've got the Bucs. Nick has the Bucs, and it looks like a clean slate with me. I also took the Bucs. Yep.
Yep. So next game on the list is going to be the Falcons versus the Eagles. That is going to be the start of the Sunday football.
Yeah.
At 1:00. I have the Eagles. I don't trust the Falcons yet. I give me 30 seconds. I will pull up the actual line. But anyways, I don't really care. I have the Eagles winning this game.
So do I. So you and I agree on this, but Nick does not. Nick did pick. Now, I can see where Nick's coming from as far as
Kyle Pitts.
Well, you got the Kyle Pitts pick. You've got Matty Ice, who, although has regressed in recent years, is also still a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts.
Right.
So you've got that, but I think you got Smith over on the Eagles. You've got Miles Sanders, who's back from injury of last year. Jalen Hurts, maybe he can do something pretty decent, but
I think he gives them. I think Jalen Hurts gives them a dual threat that is going to be needed. The Eagles are actually the underdog here at plus 3.5.
Cool.
Again, I take that bet all day long. I do.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, 3 points. You got to win by a touchdown. You're not winning by. I mean, unless they're squeaking out like a field goal. Like a field goal at the end of the game or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And that's a crazy line. I feel like that is so high for these teams. The over under is 48 for the Philly and Falcons.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just try to speed this up a little bit. We've got the Steelers against the Bills, the Buffalo Bills. They're at the Bills. I think all of us, if I'm not mistaken, picked the Bills.
I have to see what Nick said.
He picked the Bills as well.
Oh my God. God love him. That
Yeah.
poor kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
That had to hurt.
You got to be realistic here. Or I mean, we'll get to the Lions, but it doesn't hurt that bad.
Yeah.
We got the Jets Panthers. It's Sam Darnold versus his old team. Nick's picking the Panthers here. I'm also picking the Panthers, but begrudgingly, I'm excited to see Wilson.
Yeah, I'm taking the Panthers as well. Yeah, about the only good thing on the Jets team right now is Wilson, and I don't think you're going to be able to see a lot of him this week. Not because he's going to get injured or anything like that. I just think that his team, like the team around him, is not that great, and you're going to get a lot of 3 and outs, and you're going to get a lot of sacks, and you're going to eventually have to start running the ball, and they're just going to take him out of the game.
We've got Vikings versus the Bengals. Hopefully the Bengals play the Houston Texans this year, because I'm picking Minnesota. So is Nick. That's a pretty easy one in my opinion.
Yep.
Now we're getting to where I will be tailgating extremely early, ladies and gentlemen, making breakfast in the parking lot. San Francisco versus the Lions at home in Detroit. And I really don't see this being a pretty one.
Nope. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
I want to see competitiveness out of the Lions, but God help us, type of thing. But
and that's going to be on our souls.
Yeah, and that's kind of going to be all year here. Now, here's the interesting one for me. I think this is going to be the Jaguars versus the Houston Texans. Now, I don't believe any of us are going to pick the Houston Texans. That's pretty clear. I think we've all been we've all talked pretty in depth about the problems over in Houston, with the expectations of them being one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. Now, Trevor Lawrence opens up, can't be easier for him to open up an NFL game against anyone other than the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
This is a perfect starter game for him to get a feel for it. He looked good in the preseason. I understand that this preseason, but he looked good against the Cowboys. He destroyed the Cowboys.
Yep.
I think people are going to be higher on Trevor Lawrence after this game than maybe they should. I want to see him get tested. This game, he's not going to get tested, in my opinion.
And the fact that Houston actually just traded Bradley Roby to the Saints doesn't help them at all. That takes a weapon out of their secondary.
Yeah.
And so that is just going to make it easier for Lawrence to sling that ball around.
It's not great, man. So next week, when everyone's saying, "Did you see what Trevor Lawrence did?" The answer is yes.
We all saw it.
But my answer is going to be pump the brakes until further. The next one is going to be a game you touched on with the Carson Wentz. It's going to be Seattle versus the Colts.
I'm still taking Seattle in this, even with Wentz back.
Nick is taking Seattle as well. I am taking the Colts. This is a gut feeling more than me playing with my smarts or trying to use my smarts to win this one. Something tells me that the Colts are going to win here. Next one is a game I'm actually very interested in. It's a very good one in my opinion.
This is a really good week one matchup right here.
Yes. Cardinals versus the Tennessee Titans. Nick took the Tennessee Titans, and I took the Cardinals. Actually,
I also took the Cardinals.
There it is.
I don't know why. Their defense is good. Their defense is good, and the Tennessee Titans defense is not good. Yes. That is why I took the Cardinals.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the deciding factor is the defenses in this game.
I think as hard as it is to stop Henry, I think that the Cardinals are gonna be able to stop him at least once or twice. Right. The Titans are not going to be able to stop the Cardinals as much. With Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, it's a too lethal of a combination.
Next game, we've got Chargers versus the Washington football team. Nick's taking Washington. I'm taking the Chargers.
I'm also taking the Chargers.
I am a huge fan of I really enjoy the Chargers. Maybe it's because
they're not the
Phillip
Rams.
Rivers when he was there. No, this was before. I've always loved like Phillip Rivers. I think Justin Herbert is a fantastic quarterback as well.
Yeah.
I like their color scheme. That always helps. Oddly enough, Austin Eckler's great. Keenan Allen is great. They got Bosa, who's fantastic. I mean, they're primed to win. Maybe Nick is going off the fact that Fitzpatrick is playing and it's the first 4 weeks.
That is true. I mean, that is
the first 4 weeks of Fitzmagic. Sometimes he goes into 6.
Yeah, but
sometimes he goes into 6 weeks. But
also for me, Washington has one of the best defenses in the country. The crazy thing about this is this couldn't be more even. The line is 1 point.
I don't think so. I think that's a bullshit game to
bet. I would never bet this game.
So that's absolute bullshit, and I think the Chargers are a better team than that.
I think.
Then again, Washington's defense is very good.
Washington, like I said, Washington has one of the best defenses in the country. But I do believe that the Chargers are going to be able to win that game. They might only win by 3.
Okay.
They might, but it's still going to be a good game.
Yes, you're right. This might be one of the better games of week 1.
I with Tennessee and Arizona and the Chargers and Washington. I mean, those 2 games right there make the 1 o'clock spot so much better.
Okay, so let's go with the game you will be waiting for, watching, pre-gaming for.
I already have a 24-pack of beer in my refrigerator ready for Sunday.
Yeah,
because of this game.
Because of the fantastic week 1 game, which is going to be.
it's a rematch from the divisional.
That's probably This is probably the best game on Sunday. We've got the Browns versus the Kansas City Chiefs. This was a great game last time they played. Nick and I are both going with the Chiefs because prove us wrong.
Fuck you, Chad Henne. Fuck you, Chad Henne.
Yeah, he's not going to be playing, so maybe you guys do have a chance. Are you taking the Browns?
Yes, I am absolutely taking the Browns in this game. I'm not taking the Browns with points. I am taking the Browns to win outright.
Yeah, so for you, this isn't a silly, this isn't you just believing in the Browns.
This is not being a homer. This is
you guys have a legitimate chance. But if I'm not mistaken, I think usually week 1, Kansas City's usually steps ahead of most people.
There's stuff above. You're not wrong. I just think that our defense has gotten a lot better. I think that our offense is one of the best offenses. Obviously Kansas City's offense is one of the best offenses in the country or in the league. The top of the AFC North, the top of the AFC is a bloodbath. It is going to be raw up there. It is going to be rough. But with us playing Kansas City week 1, I think that there's enough hate from the divisional round last year that we can pull this one out.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this game.
I'm so pumped.
And you know what? I picked Kansas City going off pretty much just brains here more than anything. But prove me wrong, Browns. Whatever. Yeah. This game, I just want to see a good game, and I believe I will with these 2 teams. And Nick Chubb score at least twice.
You got to win your fantasy.
That is correct, sir.
You motherfucker.
So the next game is the Patriots yearly trap game, and it's happening in week 1 where the Dolphins take on the Patriots here. Nick is going with the Patriots, but I am going with the Dolphins solely because they are the trap game for the Patriots. No matter how good the Patriots have been, they've either come close to beating them or actually beat them. during
You
the year.
obviously haven't been paying attention to the news, because you would know if you had, you would have been picking the Patriots, because Mac Jones, the new starter for the Patriots, has been practicing the playbook in his front yard with his fiance. He's ready for this game. Please tell me you didn't see that.
You know what? Let me speak on something about this as well. Apparently, a former Patriot came on and said that Mac Jones knew the playbook so well that he was actually helping Cam Newton learn the playbook.
I heard that. Isn't
That's
that
huge.
fucking crazy? That's fucking crazy.
If true, that's big. There's a great reason why they would go with Mac Jones.
But with Tua versus Mac Jones, this is gonna be a good game. Also,
yeah, Alabama quarterbacks here.
Alabama quarterbacks. I think that Bill Belichick just has. It doesn't matter who Bill Belichick plays. Bill Belichick is one of the best coaches in the country.
Yeah,
and he's going to give his team the best opportunity to win, and he's going to show that against the Dolphins.
I agree. This was me picking something to, if we all kind of agreed on everything else, this is going to be the game where I'm just like, screw it, I'll throw it up in the air.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The next game here is Green Bay versus the Saints. I think I'm not sure if anyone is going. Are you going for the Saints?
No
one's going to go for the Saints.
No,
and it's
sorry.
You got Jameis Winston starting. You don't have Michael Thomas. Alvin Kamara is literally the only running back. They just got rid of Latavius Murray.
Yep.
So
sorry.
The weapons you used to have, Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, and then Kamara with Latavius Murray to back him up. The weapons you used to have are not there. But and Taysom Hill is not a weapon.
In New Orleans defense, they are playing this game in Florida because of the devastation from Ida.
Yes.
And Green Bay does not play well in warm weather outside. And that's where they're playing, in warm weather outside.
To me, that's a non-factor in my opinion.
It's not for this game. It might save them 3 points or so, but Green Bay's winning this game.
Yeah.
Rodgers, Adams, they're not. They're both in shitty moods, and they're not the kind of people to just give up on that team. What they're going to do is prove to the Packers that they deserve the highest contracts for a quarterback and a wide receiver in the league, and then they're going to say fuck you to the Packers and leave.
Yeah, I believe so. Okay, we only got 3 games here, guys. Thanks for sticking with us. We've got the Broncos and the Giants. Nick picked the Giants. I also picked the Giants here.
Giants.
I don't know what the fuck's going on at the
Broncos. One of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah,
it is a shit show.
Yeah, they've got a lot of improvements to make from when John Elway was
as my wife would say. There's a lot of opportunity in this team. There's a lot of opportunity for growth in this team.
I need her to stop being so optimistic and just say they fucking suck. The next game, Chicago is going to go see Stafford's fat ass in LA as the Bears take on the Rams.
The reason why the Bears are losing this game is because Justin Fields is not starting. I don't want to hear any other bullshit about nothing. If Justin Fields is starting this game would be a lot closer.
Closer, not different.
LA is winning.
Yes,
I know, but I just want to put my 2 cents out there that Justin Fields is the only rookie quarterback in the first round not starting week 1, and it's because Nagy's dumb bitch ass doesn't want to fucking run a team. Put your best fucking foot forward, and that is Justin Fields.
Yeah, and you will not see a fatter quarterback since Jamarcus Russell was in the league, or Ben Roethlisberger currently, than Matthew Stafford for the Rams.
Hey, that BR7 diet, whatever the fuck he's on, made him even fatter.
It really did. Look at the new Ben Roethlisberger. The son of a bitch is wearing an extra large shirt. That's all. It's not the same shirt.
He's got a girdle on and an extra large shirt.
Oh,
get off my ass.
Yeah. Stafford is going to.
Yeah, LA is going to beat the brakes off of them.
He plays an opponent that he has seen for 12 years, twice a year. It's going to be a no-brainer that he's going to know their defense inside and out.
Yep.
He's going to destroy.
Yep.
And then the very last game, that was the Sunday night game. The Monday night game is the Ravens versus Oakland. Anyone silly enough to take Oakland in this game?
I thought about it after what's his nuts got hurt.
Yeah. So in my opinion,
Hill.
yeah, in my opinion, the Ravens, all they're going to need to do is score minimal points in this game.
Yep.
I don't believe that.
I think Sammy Watkins and Lamar Jackson. I think they get it done. Okay.
Yeah.
And the receiving. The receiving core is not the best for the Ravens, but
yeah,
it's better than what Oakland's going to throw on the field. So
if the Ravens would have got like Julio Jones this offseason,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they need that one. They need something more. Yeah. J.K. Dobbins is good, but he's not top 5 premier back, right? He's not a Nick Chubb. He's not a.
And the problem is he won't ever be either because of his injury.
Right.
It's just not how it's going to happen anymore.
So you need to establish a little bit more passing. And they haven't done that. I
don't think Harbaugh is
to go and look for it.
Yeah, I don't think Harbaugh is capable of finding the wide receivers. I don't think he wants to.
Yeah, they've certainly had problems after Steve Smith. But yeah, those are our predictions, ladies and gentlemen. We will keep a tally.
We'll talk about week 1 next week. And then we'll give our predictions for week 2 next week. Also, hopefully Nick is back with us. He went and got himself sick, like the irresponsible parent that he is.
That's exactly right.
Not like I didn't do that like a month ago, but it's whatever. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this week of football. My wife is traveling for work, so I have the kids, but I have nobody to tell me what to watch.
Yeah.
So I will be watching football all day Saturday and all day Sunday.
A little bit of NyQuil goes a long way, but
hey, we don't talk about those things in public. That is not nice. But my kids do get really sleepy.
They do. Randomly. Every time they're with dad, they're
just
taking
randomly
naps
they get really sleepy.
No reason at all. I'm excited. I hope that you guys are excited. Let me know. Let any of us know what game you're most excited about this week. I think the most excited game I am for is the Browns and the Chiefs. I think those are the games.
Yeah, so I'm obviously excited about the Browns and Chiefs, but I really, really want to see the Chargers and Washington game. I think that game is going to be really, really good.
Which is not something that you would think you would say. Like,
no, it's. But
I think
I don't want to say.
And
and that's the thing. I think it's going to be a really, really good football game. I think that they're gonna. I think they're both evenly matched. I think that their defenses bring differences to the field that are going to disrupt the offense. Like Chase Young is going to get in Herbert's face, and Chase Young is coming after that Defensive Player of the Year award, and he's not going to let he's a gunslinger, but he's not going to let him sit in the pocket for 6 minutes or for 6 seconds. Chase Young is going to be in his face within 3 seconds, and Herbert's going to have to adjust to that. But yeah, just down in the comments on Twitter, obviously talk to us on Twitter. We love the conversation, but in the comments, let us know what game you're excited for this week. Obviously, if you're going to be watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share it with your friends. If you're listening to us on audio, make sure you subscribe to the podcast on whatever platform that you listen on.
Or listening on, yep.
Yeah. Also, just go get your parents' phones, go get your mom or go get your friends' phones. Just subscribe to them or subscribe for them.
Subscribe. It's free.
It's fine. It's free. They won't even know. They probably don't even listen to podcasts.
They'll get a notification. They're going to ask what the fuck they're getting a notification.
It's fine. It's fine. Just tell them it's fine. Yeah. Just tell them it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. So we will. We'll see you guys next week. I'm ready to boast about how great I am at picking games. So peace out.